Very good everybody, and welcome to another video. This is your favorite funky sim pilot. My name is Janko. I will be your captain for today's flight. And today's flight will be a little relaxing VFR flying out of a small airport in Texas. 85 Tango X-ray is the ICAO code. It's some range, I've forgotten the exact name. And we're just going to fly around a little bit, play around with sayintentions.ai. We'll probably also be talking to Sarah, who will be our tour guide for today. We're using real-world time and real-world weather, and that's about it. We're flying the Coronado Cessna C337H Skymaster 2 because it has the wings on the top, and it's a nice little aircraft. Right, so as I said, we are here at the park here. Well, we're at it's a very small airport. The runway, I believe, is that direction over there. So we'll just get out of here via this taxiway, take a left turn, and then the runway will be right there. There you go. Whoops, so let's close the door. My controller keeps drifting, man. Let's get some battery power going. Let's turn on the avionics, and then we'll get sayintentions.ai up and running as well. So let's change the GPS standard. By default, the GPS that's loading is the GNS 530. But in my case, I have the GTN 750 installed, so we're going to be using that. This is like a really cool GPS. Works very nicely. So we're at Rutherford Ranch, that's what it's called down here. Let's get the Navigraph charts. So it looks like the airport is not recognized in Navigraph. It is in Flight Simulator. Navigraph does draw a vertical little line, suggesting there is a runway there, and that is really it. So there is no radio or anything here. That's fine. We'll just head out. Let's have a look at the surrounding area. Let's go world map. So we're just north of Austin, Texas, or south, I think, actually, of Austin, Texas. And no real direction, so let's just head west, I guess. Let's see if our tour guide is with us. Sarah, are you with us today?
I'm here and ready for another adventure. Thanks for having me along.
No, that's always cool. So, Sarah, thanks for being here. And what can you tell us about the immediate surroundings here? In the meantime, we'll just start the airplane up.
We're currently surrounded by the Texas Hill Country, known for its rolling limestone hills, oak and juniper woodlands, and spring-fed creeks. a favorite spot for aviators and nature lovers alike.
That's pretty cool. So what kind of animal, wildlife can we find in these areas?
In this area, you might spot white-tailed deer, armadillos, jackrabbits, and a variety of birds like hawks and vultures. Plus, keep an eye out for the occasional coyote or fox.
That's pretty cute. Alright, so are we ready to start with the engines? Let's see, we have the fuel tanks in the overhead. The fuel tank rear and front, they are open. We have fuel pumps going. And let's start engine number 1. Now we go engine number 2. Alright, so we'll set the vertical speed. Let's start with 1000 and then see how long we can pull that off. We'll also select heading mode. And then let's see if we can find civilization. So the beacon taxi lights, they can go on. We trim for takeoff. Okay, parking brakes release. Brakes working. So turning left, turning right, both working. And the brakes are working as well.
Southwest 851, contact Houston Center on 127.725. 127.725 for Southwest 851. Southwest 4177, contact Houston Center on 127.725. 127.725 for Southwest 4177.
There's the airport, the runway to our left. Looks like the wind is in our favor. It's not a small breeze, it's actually relatively windy, I think. Let's just line up here first. Oh wait, the middle has no line. We just wasted a bit of a runway. Right, parking brake. So yeah, that's probably around, at least around 12 knots of wind, but at least it's a headwind. Nothing too bad. Right, landing lights on. I think we're good to go. takeoff, we'll take a left turn heading around 270. But it's quite some wind, look at that. Gear up. Turn on the autopilot. I do not understand why the autopilot thinks it needs to turn right to fly to the west. Let's climb to around 5,000 feet before we level off. So that's the airfield. We're parked right there. So now climbing at 700 feet per minute, and our speed is perfectly happy like this. So here is a town called Hayes City. So Sarah, what can you tell us about Hayes City that we're currently flying over?
Hayes City is a small, unincorporated community in Texas, mostly known for its rural charm and ranching history. It's the kind of place where you might spot more cattle than people.
More cattle than people. That's an interesting one. So do you know how many inhabitants it has?
Hayes City is an unincorporated community, so it doesn't have an official population count, but it's very small, likely just a handful of residents.
Well, these residents were now on the map, on the YouTube channel. That's pretty cool. We got some nice looking houses here. So 4,000 feet coming up. So Sarah, there's a body of water around 30 nautical miles, bearing 219 degrees. What can you tell us about that? Maybe it doesn't even have a name, I don't know.
That body of water is likely the Blanco River, which winds through the Texas Hill Country and is known for its clear, spring-fed waters. Locals love it for swimming, tubing, and the occasional look-out for snapping turtles adventure.
And also, what is the deal with snapping turtles? Are they really that dangerous?
Snapping turtles aren't usually dangerous unless you try to pick one up. They have strong jaws and a quick bite, but they're more interested in being left alone than causing trouble.
Well, sounds like the snapping turtle and myself have a lot more in common than I thought. So 5,000 feet, maybe we can do some altitude
Both of you
hold.
just want to be left alone and occasionally snap at things that get too close. Sounds like a match made in the wild.
So, I'm not sure, but I believe the gear extension speed was 140. How does this one work? Not 120, 140, so I think we're a little bit too fast. Let's see, I think it's in the checklist. Landing checklist, so landing gear down below 140 knots. Let's slow down a little bit. Let's have a look at the landing gear deploying. It's a really interesting design. Power down a little bit more. Let's gear down. Look at that animation, man. It looks really nice. Looks like getting gear back up. And everything closes. No question that. Feel like it. Right, so let's not drop from the sky. Go check out that water. there's an airfield not too far from here. Let's go settle down there. Kilo Bravo Alpha Zulu. Let's go navigation. And GPS. Let's go direct. We are about 18 nautical miles out. So that 8 is 119.325.
Al, contact you have information Kilo. New Braunfels Municipal Airport. Information
Tower is
Kilo.
127.05.
Zulu. Arriving and departing runways 31, 35. Wind 005 at 13 gusting 24. Visibility 10. Sky conditions, clear.
It's quite windy.
Temperature 22. Dew point -2. Altimeter 3030. Density altitude 1200 feet. Caution bird activity. Advise on initial contact you have information Kilo. New Braunfels Municipal Airport, information Kilo. 2151 Zulu. Arriving and departing runways 31, 35. Wind 005 at 13 gusting 24. Visibility 10.
It's quite windy. Runway
conditions,
31.
Clear.
Yeah, we could also take runway
Temperature
35.
22.
It's also fine for this plane.
Dew point -2. Altimeter 3030.
So Neil Braunfels. Braunfels Tower, good day, Whiskey Papa 812 at altitude 5,000 feet. We are on a track of 132 degrees. We're 11 nautical miles south of the airport, or north of the airport. Request landing. Blew that a little bit, but we're on our way now. Braunfels Tower, Whiskey Papa 812 with information hotel, I believe it was. We're requesting landing, full stop landing. Let's go and descend to see the airport elevation. 645, so let's go 3,000 feet. Decimal 05. Oh, we have 055. There you go.
N formation uniform. 2251 Zulu. Arriving.
Right, let's do this again. Braunfels Tower, good day. Whiskey Papa 812, descending through 4,700 feet, inbound to land, runway 35.
Whiskey Papa 812, New Braunfels Tower, enter left downwind for runway 35. Wind 010 at 15, gusting 23.
Enter left downwind for runway 35, America. I totally screwed up the call sign. Enter left downwind for runway 35, Whiskey Papa 812, thank you. Alright, let's do this.
Whiskey Papa 812, report base.
We'll report base, Whiskey Papa 812. Sarah, what can you tell us about the airport, Braunfels, where we are at now?
New Braunfels Regional Airport, known as KBAS, was originally built in 1941 as a military training base during
Whiskey
World War
Papa
II,
812,
and
wind
now serves
010
general
at 15,
aviation,
gusting
with 3
23.
runways and a history of
Runway
supporting
35,
everything
clear to
from
land.
military
Caution
pilots
bird
to
activity.
skydiving enthusiasts.
Clear to land 35, Whiskey Papa 812. We didn't quite get that, Sarah. Could you please repeat? It was used as a military training airfield and was built in 1941.
That's right. New Braunfels Regional Airport was built in 1941 and originally served as a military training airfield during World War II.
So the controller advised there might be bird activity. Would you happen to know what types of birds we can expect around this airport, Sarah?
Around New Braunfels Regional Airport, you can expect to see turkey vultures, red-tailed hawks, and sometimes flocks of migrating swallows. So keep an eye out for those aerial acrobats.
Him hanging. Let's see it again. Let's reduce our speed a little bit now. a little below 700.
Marker 124.45, clock 6131.
So altitude holds around here. And then we'll try and go for the base time. Tower Whiskey Papa 812 on base now. Not leave the cockpit.
Whiskey Papa 812, wind 010 at 15, gusting 23. Runway 35 cleared to land. Caution bird activity.
Okay, so land on runway 35, Whiskey Papa 812. Autopilot off. So it is actually quite windy and definitely noticeable. Oh, did I get the runways wrong? Or get runway 13? Oops. Let's set it down. Damn, that's some severe wind, man. Look at the wing wanting to dive to the right. You can't keep it straight. You can see that windsock over there. Showing what we just were feeling. That's up. Tower, our apologies. We landed on runway 13 accidentally. We saw it a little bit late. We could not go around. Our sincere apologies. Whiskey Papa 812.
Whiskey Papa 812, contact ground on 120.175.
Okay, 112 has nothing to do with us anymore. Now please say again, Whiskey Papa 812.
Whiskey Papa 812, roger, no problem. Taxi to parking via Alpha. Watch for bird activity. Whiskey Papa 812, roger, no problem. Taxi to parking via Alpha. Watch for bird activity.
I'm thinking 15 knots of wind is probably a little bit too much for this airplane, for landing and maybe not for flying, but for landing and departing. Might be a little bit much. Alright, here we are. Parking brake set. That's a dramatic field. But I guess we made it down in one piece. I think the actual rollout on the runway was far more dangerous than the landing and the final approach. As you can see, the aircraft, it was really hard to keep straight or wings level. Like the right wing kept wanting to go to the right like crazy. So that was a real challenge to keep that all straight while trying to remain on the center line as well at the same time. And yeah, probably 15 knots of wind, a little bit too much for this little aircraft. But we made it down. Thank you very much for checking, everybody. Thank you to Sarah for joining us. Sarah, thank you much for joining us today. So, and then it's moving forward.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure flying along and sharing some stories with everyone.
Well, there you have it. Alright, Brent. I'll catch you all later. Thank you very much for checking. See you on the next video. Bye-bye.